June 22nd, 2023. We're back with Matt Ellis and man of the hour, Jake Houston. What is up?
Yes, sir. How's it going, guys?
A little Psycho Arm Sports in the house.
Yes, sir.
Jake, how long you been pulling, buddy?
About 9 years. Taking a couple breaks here and there, but probably 9 years altogether. I mean, as far as with the team or practicing and stuff like that. I mean, I kind of did it growing up my whole life. Me and my dad going back and forth, and then taking on everybody in school, and just kind of got a reputation, of being a guy to be in school and stuff, and then. I did an amateur tournament. I did one amateur tournament in St. Joe. It was a tournament of arms, with Bill Logsden and Woody and Cobra and all those guys. And I did one amateur tournament and I won that. And then I did pro after that amateur tournament, and basically got hooked ever since.
So you were
I was
kind of a
there.
natural right off top, so.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Actually, I
Oh,
think I won my
we
first
muted.
two.
You went mute.
Oh, what happened there?
I can hear him. I can hear him on my end.
Can you hear me?
No, it was me.
Yeah.
No.
I'm
I
screwing
think
it up.
I think I was at that tournament. Did they have a couple super matches that day?
Yeah, I think Bill Logsden pulled Chase Stratton that day, and I think there might have been another one or two. But it was kind of the Game of Arms, tournament kind of thing afterwards. And then I did a couple, and then I actually won my first couple pro tournaments. They were small. And then my third pro tournament, I got flashed by Mikey Creason, who ended up being, on my team with Cycle Arm Sports, and that was the first time I got to experience a top roll. And I was like, "What the fuck was that?" And then that's when I realized, oh well, it's not gonna be as easy as what I thought.
So you got into it pretty quick then? Were you pretty consistent from that point forward? Or how long until you found Psycho?
I started practicing with him, I think, in let's see, it might have been like 2015 or 16 or maybe even earlier. But yeah, I didn't train or anything my first few tournaments. I just kind of went with them, and then I moved away down to Arkansas. Kind of went back and forth, and so I never really got to train with a team and stuff until eventually I got back up to Kansas City, and then I started training with them, once a week, twice a week, and then the rest was history, pretty much. So
awesome, and you were down and out for a little bit, and now you're back. So you're feeling good. You've been doing pretty well on out in the field, I guess I should say. So it seems like you're back pretty much 100%.
Yeah, it's so I got a rare genetic kidney disease. It's called Alport syndrome. There's no cure for it. And so yeah, I was on dialysis for 5 months in 21, and then I had a kidney transplant in November of 21. And basically, I mean, the way it works is a transplant is it's kind of like a temporary fix. So since there is no cure, I will have to keep having multiple transplants since I'm so young. So we don't really know how long this one will last. The kidney will kind of tell us, but basically right now my function is about 38% in the transplanted kidney. So it's not, I mean, like it's not, I'm not 100% by any means, but the last couple of years that I was pulling, I mean, I was functioning, let's see, in 2019 when I was diagnosed with it, I was already at 19% in stage 4 kidney disease. And so those last couple of years, I mean, I actually was able to still compete at a high level with not having a lot of function. So now, I mean, hovering around 40%, 38% is my total function right now. Last time I went and had my labs checked. So it's still I mean, it's working. I don't have any restrictions. I'm able to train and stuff, and don't have a lot of restrictions on my diet. I just try and eat pretty clean. But there's still, a lot of things I deal with. The inflammation and stuff. It's kind of a chronic inflammation, and just I have to take a bunch of anti-rejection meds basically for the rest of my life. So there's all kinds of side effects and stuff from those. Um, but other than that, I'm back to training and feeling good training, and I'm able to push myself. So I can't really ask for anything more than that.
What I got to ask? Obviously, that's a big life event personally for you to go through. What did it do for your outlook on life, and what do you now prioritize? I mean, obviously, arm wrestling was a big part of your life before this, and it still is. But what does it do for you as far as what your goals are and what you're trying to accomplish now?
Right, right. Well, I mean, honestly, it's changed everything for me as far as my outlook. I mean, I was never somebody that ever went to the hospital or anything like that. I mean, a hospital gave me anxiety every time I went to get my blood drawn or anything. And and then all of a sudden to have out of nowhere this be brought up, it was really a gut punch. It's like a total shock. Like, why? I'm totally healthy. I'm in great shape. How can this happen? And then just I mean, going through everything that I went through, it was just mentally. I mean, you just really gotta stay positive about it and stuff. Because I mean, there was a lot of days like when I was on dialysis and stuff. I mean, they were so rough that you know I wasn't sure I was gonna make it through all of it at one point. And then even when I got that call and then had my transplant and stuff, it was kind of a roller coaster thing. You get a call at 3 o'clock in the morning, and it's like, "Hey, do you want to take this?" And so I go in and super excited about it. And then the thing that you don't prepare for is right after the transplant. I wasn't prepared because it actually ended up being a tough. My case ended up being a tough procedure, and I lost a lot of blood, and it was just pretty much a hell week after the transplant, where there were many times I wasn't sure that I was going to make it through. And it was just you just it's all up here. You just there were literally times when there moments would come, and I felt like if I gave up or just let my guard down for just at all, then I would just go away. And that's something that's crazy to experience, and that most people hopefully will never have to experience. But once you've been through stuff like that, I mean, now, I go get my labs done, every other week, check in, and now it's like nothing. I mean, I feel like there's nothing that I'm not afraid of anything. There's nothing in life that really scares me now. And you really try and, not take any day for granted. It's easy. It's easier said than done. And I'm still not, I mean, we can say it all we want, live one day at a time, but it's still hard in today's world, with everything that's going on and stuff. It's just a busy time these days. But yeah, I mean, I don't take anything for granted. My family, my friends, everybody that's been there through the whole thing and supporting me, just being able to just be here and spend it with everybody. I'm super blessed. And I mean, let alone to be able to compete in arm wrestling and stuff at a high level. I mean, I'm very thankful that I'm even able to do it all. And to be at a high level and stuff, be able to compete at a high level, it's just, I mean, I'm just super blessed. And as far as my goals in arm wrestling, I'm just I want to be the best, obviously. And I think right now I can compete probably with anybody at 165, under 170, under. So yeah, I'd like to be number one. But at the same time, I'll do what my body will allow. And if it comes up again, I got to have another transplant, then I'm probably gonna be down and out for a little bit, and then I'll try and do the exact same thing, recover and come back, and I'll keep on doing it until I can't do it no more. So, I mean, that's kind of my approach.
Do the hospitals still give you anxiety, or have you grown to be a little more fond of them now?
Yeah, I mean, they don't bother me at all anymore. So I'm yeah, it's just whatever. Because like when I was going through that whole process, leading up to it and even after, it was like every something would pop up here and there, like, oh, we need to go do this test, we need to go do this test, and it's like, so after a while, it's just like whatever, and just whatever you can throw at me, I'm just ready for it. So no, it doesn't give me anxiety no more.
Awesome.
So yeah.
Well, let's change the subject a bit and let's talk Kevin Palko. You called Kevin Palko out. It was almost seemed to me like you were hunting him a little bit. What's going on there? Did you do you have you've never pulled him before, right? So is it just a match that you wanted, or was it because I think when you called him out, he wasn't number one at the time, and then he became number one, and then now he's dropped down a little bit since. So tell me a little bit about why you chose Kevin.
Yeah, I mean, there was a few guys that I was interested in pulling. I wanted it to be, uh, a top guy, and whether it was at 54, 76, and basically,
Uh oh,
Technical difficulties for a second.
we lost him.
I'm interested to hear the how he decided on Kevin. I know he said he wanted to pull somebody at a high level, and I think he's definitely getting his wish now. So
Yeah, I mean he asked for him.
it's gonna be a good match. I'm excited to see it. Very good match. And his story is incredible too. To come back from what he's endured and knowing that there's potential he'll have to keep doing it. That's it's a lot to mentally carry every day. So got a lot of motivation.
Yeah, yeah, it's rough.
I
It's a lot
I
to
was
go
gonna
through, man.
I was gonna say he was talking about that tournament in St. Joe. I think I was actually there. I think the only time I got a win right-handed was at that tournament because I believe Stephen Green pulled Eric Brown from St. Louis in the super match there as well.
Say Eric
So,
Brown.
mhm,
I think I'm familiar with
national
him.
champion heavyweight. He was a monster.
Hmm.
Yeah, didn't have much table time, but just ungodly strong. He was around before I was around. We kind of overlapped a little bit, but when he was like serious with it, it was before I even started. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that day. It was a small tournament in St. Joe, so I know which one he's talking about.
There he is. Got him back.
am I back?
You're back.
Yeah.
We got you.
Yeah, sorry about that. Yeah, I had
Oh, you're
somebody
good.
call me and it booted me out. What was the question again, or where did I leave off?
Kevin Palko. What made you choose him?
Yeah. So, like I said, there was a few guys that I had my eye on that I wanted to pull, and it was just at the time. I mean, I wanted to pull Kevin, for a while, and I just thought it would be a really good match. And he told me there's probably a few people that have been waiting in line for him for a super match, and I basically just told him, well, I think we'd be a better match than some of those guys. And I mean, it was pretty much simple as that. He was really, he was really down from the get go, so it was pretty easy. And then as far as the weight, it was kind of we talked about it. I mean, he walks up probably 165, and then he, like he said, he got up to, I think he said 174 for that arm more. So it was just like one of those things where for me, I can make 54, 55. It's just that I if I mean I'd
Probably
rather
not smart.
not
Yeah.
if I don't have to. Um, because I walk around more 165, 170, and with my condition and stuff, I'd rather not cut weight if I don't have to. So if I'm going to do 154, 155, I just need to have a good amount of notice and not a lot going on after that, probably. And it needs to be, probably for some cash and a top ranked spot. So we decided at 165 we should both come in strong, healthy. We'll weigh the same, and that way there'll be there'll be no excuses. There'll be no weight cut manipulation, anything like that. We can both come in and be ready to go.
Yeah, I don't think the weight is much of an issue. You guys being the same weight anyway, and I like you better at this point at 72 after hearing that whole story. So, yeah, I don't see why you would have any reason to cut. Really, I don't know what amount of cash would make risking any of that worth it.
Yeah, I agree.
Did we lose him again?
Got that stone face. I think we lost him for a
Did.
minute.
I thought I was
I
boring him.
no. I think these two at 165 is going to be very entertaining. I think it's going to be a kind of a battle of styles, and they're both coming in, 100% strong. They're not cutting weight like you mentioned, so I think that makes the match even better. And I believe that this is going to be one of the closer matches on the card. I think it's going to go back and forth. So to me, it's who's going to make the first adjustment, the counter, and can you make the adjustment effectively to seal a win. So very
If he's going to
excited.
be able to clean this one up, I don't know what to do. Oh, I've just booted him. He's just going to call back in, I guess.
Yeah. Getting close. Tournament's right around the corner, Bill.
It
Getting
is,
nervous?
man. It's getting real close. I can start to feel the nerves
Yeah, we
starting to
were.
kick in. It's looking good though, man. I think turnout should be there.
Yep.
People are, filling things out. I'd say there's almost 80 waivers in already, so that's a good
Yeah.
sign being this early.
And there'll be people in line on Friday signing waivers, anyways, that didn't get a chance to do it beforehand.
Yeah,
So
yeah, a lot. Yeah, I know a lot of people that are going that haven't filled that out yet. That don't think about it. I don't know. I guess people don't go to that website either, though. I've noticed that because the hits don't get it.
what's the website? Can you pull it up? I'm interested because
StrongestBadge.com.
there you
Uh,
go. I was when you sent me the timeline for the day for the
yeah,
tournament
that I pulled directly
breakdown.
off of the website. Did you see that?
Yes, yes, I love that. Well, my wife was wanting to know an approximate timeline when the classes were starting, so she knew like to make sure to be there, obviously to support me, and there's a couple other people coming, so that's why I knew you had it. I just wanted to make sure I was looking at the right thing. So yeah, that website's very nice, very informative.
Yeah, but based on the hits of it, it doesn't seem like the people are going. And then I get the questions, and it's always
Yeah,
like, well, it's on the website. The answer's on the website.
just keep tagging it, just keep putting that website everywhere. It'll catch on. Just takes time, like anything else.
Says they keep booting them off.
Mm. I think we're gonna end
Yes,
up
there is.
Ubering down there.
We got them.
There he is.
I don't know what keeps happening. It keeps like kicking me off.
It's yeah, it's just your signal probably.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I'm
They
up in
get,
North Dakota, so
yeah, they got you tiny now, so it just is what it is. So
Oh, great.
all right, so yeah, we think the weight's good. I like the match. I'm really interested to see you guys in the bracket too. Are you planning on pulling the bracket, at least the other hand, or what's your thoughts on that?
I'm not really sure about that. I just have to see how I feel, kind of. Um, I guess it depends on how the match goes, and we'll see how I feel after that, and how Friday night goes as well. So I mean, we could be celebrating a little bit. So
Right, wouldn't be bad. What do you think of the Friday night card?
no, I love it. It's great. I mean, I think that yeah, the Friday night thing is great anyways to me because the serious pullers are going to be there weighing in early and stuff anyways, so it brings excitement to it on Friday. But I love the card. I'm excited to have this opportunity to be a part of it, and some of the guys, a bunch of killers on that card. So it's going to be awesome. Should be entertaining and should be a fun time.
Well, speaking of that, I'd like to get your thoughts on that card, if we could. So,
All
up
right, yeah.
first would be Lincoln Munger and Tim Lewis. And I got to ask, are you familiar with Lincoln Munger? Because it
Is
seems like
this
most
left
people
hand?
aren't. It is left-handed at 205
Okay.
pounds.
Uh huh. I'm not too familiar with it. I mean, I've seen some things here and there, but it's not. I think he's a newer guy, isn't he? Or at least the last few years or something. Maybe I don't know, but I don't know enough about him. But so having said that, I'll probably go with Tim on this because I mean, the dude pulls like a super match every other weekend, and basically, if the match stops, then it's hard to go against him. So I'm gonna go Tim on that, and no disrespect to Lincoln. I just don't know enough about him, so I'm gonna go Tim on that. And as far as score goes, let's maybe go 3-1.
3-1 for Tim. What about Oscar Anderson versus Joel Cagle?
Oh man, so yeah, this I think that match has potential to be really exciting. I mean, they're both exciting pullers to watch, and Joel will be coming with the speed and stuff, and Oscar will be coming with the wild man, intensity, and so if that match, I think that match can go a lot of ways. I think Joel can maybe get a flash pin or two possibly on him. I think if it gets tied up, it's going to be a grinder, and Oscar can pull forever. So that's tough. That's the tough one to pick. But I'm going to roll with Joel 3-2. But like I said, that's a tough one. And I like Oscar a lot. I like watching him pull. He's exciting to watch. So, but yeah, I'll roll with Joel on this 3-2.
I do hope we get to see him banging out in the middle a little bit there. So a war is what I expect to
I
see
think
at
they
least.
will. Yeah, yeah. I got a pretty good feeling that it'll get hung up in the middle at least for a couple matches. So yeah, we should be in for a good one.
Somebody's going to be yelling at some point in that match. I don't know who's going to be the first one to yell, but somebody's yelling.
Yeah, it's gonna be that'll be a screamer for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about Caleb Velasco and Sam Taylor?
Yeah. So I think that Sam is the favorite. I mean, this is right hand. I've pulled with Sam quite a bit, both arms, and I think Caleb is really coming along fast. He's coming up fast. I got to pull him a little bit East First West after pulling and stuff, right arm, and I think he's definitely an up and comer that everyone needs to take notice of. He's kind of got a awkward style. He's so lanky, and he's got a long arm and he does that low hand, and he's fast. So I could see where he could possibly get, a flash match or two, maybe. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna go with Sam probably 3-1. I just think that Sam, his hand and wrist is super strong, and he's battle tested. He's competed at a very high level, and yeah, I got to roll with Sam 3-1. But I would not be surprised, like I said, if Caleb can get in a win or two, just off the hit. And I think that if it goes straps, I like Caleb in the straps too. I think he's real good in the straps. Then I think that may also kind of equal out a little bit. But yeah, I'll go Sam 3-1.
Awesome. We also have another teammate of yours rolling in. Cody Vanderwoord is facing Cole Casper, and Cole actually called Cody out. What do you think of this one?
Wow. I mean, I think that is an absolute banger of a match. Both guys like to go inside, power guys, super strong, right there in the middle. Both have really good endurance. I think this could be a battle for sure. I mean, Cody is just a super technical guy, very dedicated. Obviously, he's a teammate of mine, so I know what he's about, and I know what he's capable of. And Cole has just been basically just his trajectory has been just straight up off the charts. I mean, his last couple of years, and we've all seen the videos and stuff with some of his powerlifting stuff. I mean, the kid is just is crazy strong. So. I'm really excited to see this match because I think it's going to be a grinder. I think it's going to go right to the middle center of the table. And I think it's going to depend on, who gets maybe a little bit better hand control and position off the go. Because they both want to go inside. I don't see this match going any other way. So, oof, as far as to pick that one, that's very tough for me. I think this could be one hell of a grinder, but yeah, I think it could go back and forth. I'm gonna go with Cody. He's my teammate. I'm gonna go 3-2, but I mean that match for me can really go either way. I just hope that it's a real good match, and I hope it's a grinder, and I hope it's a career ender that lasts 5 minutes. So but I'll roll with Cody 3-2, but it's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be a war.
They both definitely have some power, and Cody's going to come in ready. I know he always does, so I'm expecting the same thing for them to just kind of hook it out, be in the middle. So it should be interesting to see that for sure.
Is that a 172 or
176?
176?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, I like that better for them.
Works out for both of them, actually, because I think Cole said he was 180, 182 or something right now, so
right,
probably both about the same weight anyway.
Yeah, I like that. I like that 176, probably a little bit better than the 172. So that should be good, man. They both should be in, ready, prepared, and that'll be a good weight.
Now, I think that it might be Cody at 76, and Cole might still make 72 because I have a feeling he's going to want to still hit that tournament, and Cole is probably pulling 72s. Cody may just pull 90s or not pull the tournament. I don't know. So it may be Cody at 76 and Cole 72. I don't know if that changes anything for you, but we also have
probably not. I mean, it's close enough. It's close enough. I think it's going to be a good match either way. So.
Yeah, I mean, Cole was making 54, so I can't see cutting to 72 being an issue for him. Billy Kripp is coming in, not traveling too far, but Scott Wynn's coming all the way from California after being at Arizona State, supposedly. So what do you think of
that's
this one?
That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one for me. I think it's a great matchup. I mean, Billy likes to go outside, and I mean, Scott, he's got a super strong hand, thick hand, hard to get around, and I mean, can pull forever. I mean, he's been doing this for so long. I've pulled with Scott, several times. It's I think this is a really good matchup. I think this one could go either way too. It could be a 3. I think I would say 3-2, maybe either way. Depending on who gets what, and if it goes to the strap. And if Scott does pull in Arizona a week before, then I would think that would definitely, that would definitely have a huge factor because that Arizona State tournament is going to be stacked. I mean, with crazy talent, If I'd love to be going to that if it wasn't for my, already my obligations to this already. So, that's going to be a hell of a tournament. But if Scott pulls that, then I might give the edge to Billy. But other than that, man, that's a pick 'em for me. It's a 3-2 either way probably. I think it could be a grinder as well.
I think something that's interesting about that is that neither of them know anything about each other.
Yeah,
like they don't have any clue. Like they really never seen each other pull. They don't know about it, so they're both just kind of walking into it, and pretty evenly matched, I think. So
yeah, I agree with that. Very evenly matched. I mean, Scott's been doing this for so long, and he's on the West Coast, so. Billy's Midwest, but yeah, I think that's a great matchup. Whoever put that matchup together, kudos to you because I think it's a really good matchup. It's hard for me to pick a winner. I'm just gonna say 3-2, like whichever the winner is. I'll say it'll be a really good match.
I know. Well, that one was all me, man. So I appreciate the props on that one.
No, there you go. Good job, man.
So the Psycho Arm Sports guy, the main guy, Bo Olson, he's kind of been coined the gateway killer around here because every time we set him up with anybody, he seems to just run through him. We got him with one of our young up-and-comers, Mirzad Kablic. Do you think Mirzad stands a chance against your coach?
I mean, it's arm wrestling. I mean, so it's kind of like a fight. Everybody's got a chance. You never know what can happen. I mean, to do it 3 times for the best out of 5, that'll be tough. But I mean, there's not much. There's not. It's hard for me to express, in words like what Bo means to me and the team. I mean, he's such a great guy, genuine guy on and off the table. He's one of my best friends, and so obviously I'm going to back him until the end, and I have full confidence in him. And like I said, the gateway killer, I mean, that's kind of what he does with everybody, if he's healthy. He's probably one of the most, he's known, but he's still probably one of the most underrated pullers in my opinion. He doesn't have a social media presence and stuff like that, but I mean, anybody that goes against him that's going to pull him in a super match, I mean, good luck. You got your work cut out for him. But Mirzad, man, I really like Mirzad. I got to chat up with him a little bit at East vs. West, and really like the dude, man. He seems like he's got a real good head on his shoulders, and he's also, his trajectory has been going up too. I think he's got a lot of potential, and so I'm excited. I'm excited to see him. I'm sure this is a big match for him, and yeah, kudos to him for taking the match too. I mean, that's a tall task. I mean, I wouldn't want to pull Bo, but so I'll take Bo, 3-0, but cool for Mirzad, and hopefully he can get in there and get a couple stops, and it'll be a banger, but yeah, I can't really go against Bo. I mean, it's gonna be hard for me to pick against Bo pretty much with anybody. So, I mean, that's just kind of how I stand. That's how much confidence and belief I have in him, So yeah, we'll go 3-0, Bo.
Yeah, Bo's definitely got the backing behind him regardless. I mean, he's got to be the favorite coming into this. Mirzad's only 22, so still making a name, but he's super pumped for this. So he's still going to come in. He's going to give it hell, and I hope Bo doesn't take him lightly, and he comes in and gives him his best because he's expecting the best for sure. So I'm glad to hear that he's the strongest he's been, and it will be interesting to see if Mirzad can put that stop on and make this a match.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And 22, shit, man. If I was 22, pulling in a super match like that, I mean, I wish I was. I wish I was into this when I was 22. So. These up and comers, man, they're starting so early, and there's so much stuff out there now that they get.
Yeah, it's easier to learn right off tops, right?
So yeah, man. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm looking forward to following Mirzad, for the future, for whatever. So, but yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah, I'm glad to get Bo back involved in a card too. I love his energy on the table, and just having him a part of it is fun for me, so I'm glad he's coming down. We know your thoughts. You're going to be the co-main event, so you're up after Bo, and then we got the main event as of now: Dalton Duncan and Austin Tevis. And Dalton Duncan stepped in obviously for Dusty when Dusty got called up for East West. So, what do you think of that replacement, and what do you think of Austin Tevis?
Yeah. First off, I mean, I was super excited for Dustin and Austin. I thought that was going to be a great match, and but obviously, I mean, Dustin wins East vs. West. You can't really pass that up. So I understand. I'm sure they'll get another opportunity to do it down the road. I hope so. But I mean, as far as jumping in and taking his place, I think Dalton is a great addition to it. I'm a huge fan of Dalton. He's proven himself over and over again, and I think he deserves it. He's very, very tricky to deal with his height and his length and stuff, and especially in the strap. So I think he's definitely a worthy opponent. I haven't seen him as much active lately as what he was before, and I mean Austin's just kind of been going around just smacking everybody. He really hasn't had much competition, and so I think Austin, and I don't know how old he is. I think he's mid 20s or something like that. But I mean, obviously, I'd say he's the future, but he's here now. So he's, I mean, he's right there at the top, and it's gonna be hard. It's gonna be hard to go against Austin, considering recent history and stuff. But I'm a huge fan of Dalton, and I think that a lot of people aren't giving him a chance. And I think when you're strapped up and you're tied to Dalton, that's a difficult task. I think for anybody. I think he's such a unique person to pull that he can give anybody problems, and until you've experienced it, yourself in person, I think it's hard to really say that it's going to be just an ass whooping. I think it has potential to be a really good match. I think it all depends on if Dalton can stop Austin's hit and or get it to the straps and slow it down a little bit to go to work. Dalton is a hand dominant guy, and he's going to need his hand. So I guess the question is going to be if he can't use his hand. I mean, is he going to be able to pull it out? Can he go inside with Austin, or so very interesting match. I'm super pumped up for it. If I had to pick right now, like I said, given recent activity and just Austin has been a lot more active to me. I have not seen Dalton as much lately. I don't know what he's done. So I'd probably give the edge to Austin. But I think it could be a really good match. And I'm hoping for a 3-2, and then it's about adjustments and little things like that. And it goes back and forth. But I'll say Austin, I'll go 3-2. I'm hoping for a grinder, a really good match. So, yeah, I'll say 3-2 Austin. But super big fan of Dalton, and hope he brings his best form, and we're gonna see an absolute awesome match.
Yeah, I think both of those guys are underestimating each other. So I don't know how that one ends up turning out because of that. So
Most likely, yeah, most
I mean,
likely.
they're both monsters, and they both think the other guy's not. So
Yeah,
Right.
I think.
Well, they're both monsters. I can they're both monsters, and yeah. So I mean, hopefully they both. I'm sure they'll both be prepared and won't underestimate the other one. They get told enough, I'm sure, by enough people or see on Facebook, read what everybody else is saying and stuff. So I mean, I'm sure they'll be ready.
I see that one being one of the more feisty matches. I think there's going to be a lot of shit talking back and forth initially, and it's going to get interesting real quick.
Yeah, I don't know who's going to be reffing that, but good luck to him because yes, it has the potential. I think there's a couple matches like that have the potential to get a little fiery, but I could definitely see that happening. So hopefully they just keep it clean as far as being respectful and stuff, and may the best man win. But yeah, I think some of those refs got their work cut out for them. So yeah.
probably throwing Leonard in on that one.
Yeah, give it to Leonard. Yeah, who's the head refs? I guess for the super matches.
So I mean, that was one thing I didn't ask you actually. Like, if you had to choose, which you probably can, who is your choice? We have Leonard Harkless, Sean Hancock, Keith Michelle, all three international masters, and then also Pat Barry, Rance Clayton, and then John Peters and Bo Edgar.
Yeah. Yeah, I would probably say if I got to pick, I'd probably say Keith Michelle just because I've had experience with him and stuff. I would say Keith and then Leonard probably if I had to pick. So,
Awesome. Well, as long as
yeah.
Kevin doesn't care, if you guys agree, you can have whoever you want. We'll put, as long as they're there, I'll put whoever you want up there. But
Okay.
if you guys have a disagreement, then we'll have to figure something out. But I can't see anybody really.
I mean, I'm sure
Worried about Leonard?
yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine with whatever. I mean, I'm not going to be too picky about it. So,
So that takes care of the matches, and you got quite a deep team rolling in, it seems. Let me ask you this: since you don't know if you're pulling a tournament, and Cody doesn't know, and Bo probably doesn't because he's one arm too. Do you have anybody on your team coming in that you like as like a favorite to come home with like a gladiator? Who's the guy that's on your team that's not in the super matches that we should be watching out for?
I'm not really sure who's all going. I'm in North Dakota right now,
Oh,
so
that's right.
I'm not really sure who's all going from the team. Or who else is going, from around there and stuff. I mean, I don't know if Dylan Burns is going to be showing up to that. I know he usually does, but I mean, if he shows up, obviously, I like his chances. But really, I mean, I think everybody, if whoever enters the tournament from the team will do great. They'll have a great showing and will represent the team proud. But yeah, I'm not really sure who's all going. So I think it's going to be a good day though for Cycle Arm Sports. I mean, as a whole, or a good 2 days as a whole, Friday and Saturday. I mean, I feel pretty good about it. I think everybody will show up well and will represent well, and it should be exciting.
Well, I appreciate you guys coming down. It's going to be fun hanging out with you and having some time, not being so rushed. I feel like every time I come out that way, I'm rushed to get back. So I do appreciate you being a part of the card and going through what you have to get here. So thanks for what you do. Thanks for being a part of it, and I look forward to hanging out with you in St. Louis soon.
Awesome, man! I can't wait. It's gonna be awesome. Anybody that wants to have a good time, get there to St. Louis, man. It's gonna be awesome. Awesome tournament, stacked super matches, and look forward to hanging out with everybody. So we'll see you there.
Awesome. Thanks, Jake.
Yep. Thanks, guys.